Welcome. I'm Saar. I'm a mindset coach, a holistic therapist. I do shadow work with people, consciousness. The goal of this podcast is to give you a bit of a glimpse into what I do in my clinic, but also to show you a little bit how to dissolve certain fears, false identities, prisons of the mind that people live in. And I have with me today Tamar. And hello. Please, Tamara, let us introduce yourself a little bit. Who are you? What do you do? What
Okay.
keeps you busy these days?
What keeps me busy?
Yeah.
I'm Tamar. I'm 30. I live in Tel Aviv. I work in tech sales. I'm a lover of life, I would say. I think my overall goal is to live the most exciting, fulfilling life that I can. Although that sounds a little bit wide. That's who I am.
Can be as wide as you want. So, lover of life, what brings you here, as they say? So, we met recently as you were having coffee, right? Was it coffee or matcha?
It was coffee,
Coffee.
and it was such a moment of serendipity.
Yeah.
We've met in the past, but it was like a moment of connection that now brought us here
Amazing.
that I'm very happy with.
So,
What brought me here today
yeah.
is the desire to explore something that I've been grappling with for, I would say, the better part of my adult life, which is the kind of duality that I'm feeling in terms of energies that are living inside me. And the first I would say is a very kind of serene, calm, soft, feminine kind of princess side that comes out typically when I feel very secure, very safe with people that I love, that are accepting of me, that I'm in an environment that I really enjoy. And the other side, which is more of a doing, a very ambitious, kind of like me against the world, very much vibes of like a superwoman kind of energy. And those energies aren't necessarily, they're not in, forgot the word for it. They don't come instead of each other. They don't necessarily have a conflict with each other. But I feel like a lot of the time they do come in conflict when I'm trying to go about my life. And I'll try to explain.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, where do you meet this conflict between what we would generally call feminine and masculine energies in your life?
I would say that I try to live in a calm way, right? But when I feel like I'm in a space where I want to achieve things, I want to grow my life, I want to grow myself in terms of business skills and others, I feel like I get into a very rigid mindset, very kind of like tense, very stressful. And that brings out a side of me that isn't true to who I really am. Because who I really am is a lot more soft, a lot more calm, kind of like how I am now. And I don't really understand how to bring those two together, if that makes sense. I feel like in a sense that masculine side that comes out is almost like a mask that I've built over the years. Because I've lived in a world, or I've chosen to live in spaces that I've felt like I have to bring out that masculine side in order to survive, in order to be respected, in order to be even considered an equal among my peers.
Survive what?
Society, to be accepted.
So, if we had to really narrow this thing, because what you're describing is a very general, let's say, challenge. How do I bring more of myself? What is this other part in me? There's two parts in me that are colliding, but this is very ambiguous. It's very in the air, right? When we try to change things in life, we want to look at the representation in reality of them, the practical application of the challenge. So I would ask, if I had a magic wand and I could give you what you want today, what would that be?
That's a good question. First of all, because I don't think I've seen many examples of women leading in the way that I want to lead, which is a problem in and of itself. But when I still try to answer that question, I would say leading with ease.
Okay.
Uh,
Leading what in ease?
myself.
Leading yourself. And if you could lead yourself with ease, what would change in your life?
I think first and foremost, leading with ease means for me that I believe in myself to the maximum.
Okay. So that's already a little bit different from I have these energies, the feminine and the masculine. Now it's a little bit more about self-belief, self-trust.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you had more self-trust, this self-confidence, what would you do?
What would I do in
What would you do
practicality?
differently? What would change?
I would lead myself in my life in a much softer way, in a much calmer way. I would manage my time better. I would be a nicer person to my friends, my family. Probably it would be much more fun to go out on dates with me. Yeah.
Okay, so that's again, as you can see, we're narrowing it a little bit. Suddenly, it's no longer this big thing. Suddenly, it's being about a bit less reactive towards your friends and family. It's a little bit about managing time better, knowing internally where to invest the time, maybe. Is that something that sounds right for you? So if I could again, with that magic wand, give you something, if you would like to have a better ability to manage your time, be less reactive, is that something that's calling you?
Yes, but I feel like even now these days, at times where I feel like I'm managing my time better and I'm being calmer, I'm still, whenever I'm in an energy of doing, I feel like almost like I have as I said, a more rigid kind of mask, like,
Mm,
and that happens especially when I'm in the company of men.
mm,
And working in tech sales, that happens a lot. And by the way, I think even before getting into tech sales, I've always been the one of the only women around the company of men, and I've always felt the need to kind of prove something, to be an equal. And I felt like those environments kind of demanded of me to be less reactive, less emotional,
mm,
less soft, because those environments would consider that not as impressive, not as professional. And I think what I'm trying to do within myself is to release myself from that, be the same high achieving professional that I know myself to be, but lead from that softness that I think is inherent within me.
okay. So if we could give you something today, would the ability to be more yourself in those moments at work or in front of colleagues that you feel you're not as authentic in, right? So it would be about allowing you to feel comfortable and be more yourself in places where you feel you cannot be yourself.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So now I think that begs the question, why can't you be yourself in them?
Because I have that limiting belief that I think that if I'll be myself authentically, it won't be accepted.
Okay. Where do you think this limiting belief came from?
From childhood, probably.
Probably. Is there a certain memory that comes up?
Many, many.
Can you maybe, if you feel comfortable, describe to me the first memory where that's connected to this limiting belief that comes up now? Whatever comes.
The first memory I have of not feeling accepted is in first grade,
Okay.
where no one wanted to play with me during recess.
Okay. Yeah, you laugh as you say that, but
Yeah.
that's a very challenging experience for a child. So can you maybe set the scene for me? Describe to me what happened there? Where were you? Who was it that didn't want to play with you?
It was in class finished, and I was packing up my stuff, and kind of everyone disappeared from my experience, like no one was there. And I thought to myself, where are my friends? and I felt like I needed to go chase them.
No teachers around there? No anyone?
There was a teacher there.
Okay. And so you're packing up, end of the class is suddenly empty. You're feeling like you need to chase your friends, find them. What else comes up in that moment? Do you remember? What thoughts came to you as a child in that moment as the class ends and suddenly everyone vanishes?
The feeling of betrayal,
Betrayal,
helplessness,
helplessness.
almost like I have no value because why would no one wait for me?
And did any thoughts come up as those feelings came as well? So this child is feeling helpless and no value. Like, is there a thought that comes up to the child in that moment?
Why is this happening?
Why is this happening? And what would be the answer to that? Why is that happening?
The answer that I gave to myself in that moment was that no one wants to be my friend, really. That they were just making it up. And like in the moment where they needed to find their friends and go play, I was no one's first choice.
Why? Why were they making it up? Why did no one want to be your friend?
I think they were, I don't know. I think what I meant was they were nice to me during class, but it was just niceties.
Yeah. It was fake.
Yeah.
Why did they act fake towards you?
Funny to say because it's first grade, but I think I understood even then, so early on, that people do that.
Okay. Where did you learn that people do that?
I think it was then. I'm not sure.
In that moment?
I think so.
And if maybe there's a chance that the idea that people sometimes act fake, that people sometimes don't show who they truly are in a situation, is there a chance that this learning came from before or from a different moment? If a new memory comes up of a time that you felt that?
That I felt like people were being fake with me?
Or people were being fake in general?
No. I think I had a very happy childhood in many ways.
Okay.
And I was very accepted in all other aspects. So I think because of that experience up until age of 6, I was so betrayed in that moment in time.
Then you felt this was a very big moment of betrayal for you.
Yeah.
By the way, I will just show you that you are at work in certain places act exactly that, right? Can you
That's
see
right.
how they're connected?
Yes.
Okay. So let's explore this a little bit more. You felt betrayal there. Terrible feeling for a child. You go home, and then what?
I don't share any of this.
Why?
I think something that's important to know about me is that I'm the eldest daughter, and being the eldest daughter is a very specific type of personality. I think I fit all of the stereotypes that you probably heard of. And in this context, I had younger siblings that were taking up my parents' time and attention. And I didn't have a place. Didn't feel like I could take up that space.
Okay. So this is when someone tells me I had a beautiful childhood, that's always, that's very interesting thing to explore. It's true, you may have, but this is a blanket statement that often people use to avoid looking into places of pain in the childhood. I'm already hearing I didn't have room in my home. There were 2 younger children that required more. There was no place for me. That's a very challenging experience, which is also connected to what's happening at school. So let's go into that moment. If you remember, you had a really extremely challenging moment at school. Very hard. I think the bullying, the feeling of betrayal, the isolation at school for a child is one of the worst experiences a child can go through. And you experience betrayal, powerful, strong emotion, and you go home and you don't share it. Let's go there. Let's really describe the scene for me.
To be honest, I don't truly remember that moment, but because it happened so many
Mm.
times during my childhood after that, I can give you a general picture.
Give me a general picture.
I come home. I say hello to my mom. I have lunch. My siblings are screaming in the background and fighting, and I go and do my homework. My mom probably asked me how my day was, and I usually just say fine.
So you fake it.
Yes,
Okay.
to make it easier on her.
Fake it to make it easier on her or to
Yeah.
make it easier on you. We will talk about it in a second.
I think my emotion as a child was always like I wanted to go home and cry.
Mhm.
And I wanted to go to my mom and cry, but I couldn't do that because I saw she was under a lot of stress and I didn't want to burden her.
Mhm.
So I would go to my room and cry there alone.
Yeah. And what about Dad? Where was he?
He was traveling a lot, so he wasn't really there during the weekdays.
So you come home from school, it's almost a regular thing. You come home, you want to cry, and your mom seems stressed. There's no room for you. Where are your brothers, sisters? What is it? The younger.
At that point in time, it was 2. I now have 3 younger
Okay.
siblings. Yeah.
So you have 2 young brothers?
Yeah.
And where are they when you come home from school?
They're there in the living room
Okay.
or eating with me in the kitchen table.
Mhm. And then you go to your room and you cry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So can we connect into that moment, into maybe not just this moment, because you said it happened quite a few times through childhood, but can we connect into that child, into you, that comes home from school? Sometimes something big happens, something small. Feels like she cannot even cry in front of her mom, ask her mom for help, ask her mom for anything. Goes to her room, goes there alone, cries. What does she feel?
Very alone, very helpless.
Helpless, alone. What thoughts come to her mind? She's in a room, alone, helpless. What language, words, sentences comes to her mind?
That I'm not good enough. That there's a reason why no one wants to be my friend. That there's no way out of it now. I'm kind of stuck in a terrible situation that probably I'm at fault for.
What more? How does it feel? I'm not good enough. I'm stuck. I'm helpless, you said? Helpless.
It felt almost, in my body, it felt claustrophobic.
Yeah. How did that claustrophobic feel in your body?
I felt it like here.
Pressure in the chest?
Pressure, a lot of pressure. Yeah.
Anything else?
I felt it in the pit of my stomach.
Stomach and chest
Yeah.
together? Like a contraction here in
Yeah.
the stomach?
Yeah.
And if you look into that feeling, this pressure in the chest and contraction, is there any sentence that comes together with this as this feeling comes up? Is there any thought? What thought comes up?
That I'm worthless if I needed to choose one.
Yeah, worthless. Is that an experience you felt through your childhood?
I think the moment that I described was the first ever moment that I felt like that in my life. And that was a theme that followed me throughout and is still with me today.
Yeah, it's very challenging. Beautiful childhood.
It was beautiful
Was
and perfect
beautiful.
up until that point, and from there on it became a lot more complicated
Yeah,
as life
maybe
does.
even in contrast in how easy it was and suddenly things flip. Makes
Yeah.
it more emphasized.
Yeah.
Suddenly I feel like I'm not good enough. And the reason I feel like I'm not good enough is I'm worthless. I have no worth.
Yeah.
Not my behavior, but my essence.
Yeah.
And at home, here you can see another example of that. I come home, my mom doesn't care about me, right? Maybe she's busy with her things, she's busy with your brothers, but no one cares about me. Why no one cares about me? The child finds a solution to this question. Maybe the solution was because I'm worthless. Is that something that feels right? Okay. And we'll now jump into today and then come back. And when you're at work and you are in this meeting with masculine men and you are putting a mask that is there because it's required, what is the mask hiding? What would you be without that mask?
Probably worthless.
Okay, good. It's good that we can see it. It's important. Yeah. So it's quite interesting. I still don't know how to balance these two things that I'm going to tell you because I meet them both in my clinic quite often. And it almost doesn't make any sense to me. I haven't made sense of it yet. I'm working towards it. One is, as a child, you felt worthless. And in that moment, or through your whole childhood, you made a decision because it's a terrible feeling, this pressure in the chest, this everything. I am not going to feel worthless ever again. I hate this. I don't want to feel this. I hate crying alone in my room. I hate this feeling. I will not feel it. And the child develops strategies and behaviors and tools not to feel that. One of them is the mask that you are saying. I will put on a mask. I will not be fully myself. I'm not fully myself. No one can see my true value. I don't need to feel like I'm worthless. The other part is that I think in childhood, children transmute their feelings. Children are geniuses, but they have access to very few tools. And they do the best with the tools they have. They do more than the best. They do amazing things. One of them is when the child experiences unpleasantness and pain over and over and over, eventually, so the soul, the being, the consciousness doesn't collapse under this constant torture of the experience. They transmute it and say, instead of pain, it's pleasure. Instead of, I don't want this anymore, I want this. This is my familiar thing. If it's coming to me all the time, if even at home I feel this, I must want it. They reason themselves in the experience. And in a way, what happens is an addiction to it forms. Addiction means I still do something despite it giving bad results. And the addiction, it doesn't start as an addiction for the child. For the child, it starts as a making sense of the world and as a tool to create safety for itself. So it starts to learn that when it feels worthless, it acts it. When they feel worthless, they start acting in certain ways. So when I felt worthless, I minimized myself and went to my room quietly and did not add pressure on my mom, who was already very pressured. So I created safety. Because if my mom would collapse under the pressure, it's a risk for my well-being. So the child learns that feeling worthless also means safety. And this is where I haven't found a way to fully connect them yet. Because on one end, you have decided, I'm not going to feel worthless ever again. Fuck that. No more. I will do anything that it takes to avoid this feeling that's so terrible. Was so terrible. And on the other end, there is a part of you that is still creating this in your life. It's a hidden part, but this part, in some ways, creates the feeling of worthlessness on purpose. It's the familiar. So you take action and you make choices that eventually prove to you exactly that. Part of it is, I know I want to be more myself, but here again, I hid myself, I put a mask, I act masculine. I'm so worthless. I can't even stand by my own word. So it's these two things that create a weird experience of life that I cannot fully explain, but this is a little bit what I see. Part of the reason you're finding it hard to be you is because the way to be you has to go through being able to feel worthless. Because when you will be you, there is a risk that society, the environment, reality will not accept what you are showing, will not present the worth you want it to create at work. The other part is, in some way, and I'm jumping a little bit here, in some way you have chosen an environment and you are choosing roles, maybe you're choosing dating partners, and maybe you're choosing life experiences that prove to you in the end that I'm worthless. How does all of this feel so far, what I'm saying?
It makes a lot of sense. I
Yeah.
think you're right on the nose.
Yeah.
You're describing a lot of the life experience that I've had.
Yeah. So you came with this big problem. I want to find a way to balance my masculine and feminine. And as we narrow it down, we can see that this is quite common. And I think this is part of the issue with spiritual and conscious language that has seeped into society. We are losing curiosity and we box ourselves. It's easier to say, I want to balance my feminine and masculine, than to say, I have a part in me that really doesn't want to feel this terrible feeling of worthlessness, so I ridge it up. But if we box it into its masculine, then we lose curiosity and we stop exploring, which serves the system, the part of us that wants to stay feeling worthless. It might be uncomfortable being worthless. It might feel stuck, but it's safe. It feels safe. It feels safe to the little child in us that's alive. But Tamar, you are not that child anymore. And you are a strong, independent woman. You have a lot of value and worth to the world. And you can definitely, from the person I see and from the little I know now, can definitely feel and go through the experience of feeling worthless. And as I did in the previous podcast as well, I think in some ways, where you want to go in life has to go through feeling worthless. And if you want to go and stay in tech sales and stay in that world, but at the same time be more yourself in it, the risk is that you will meet people who in a masculine rich environment will crush it and will make you feel worthless. But the benefit of it is wherever you will go, you will still be you and not half you, half this mask. And I also think, and this is already a spiritual belief, that even though there is a fear that if I will remove this mask and be fully me, I will be crushed by this fear of feeling worthless, the reality rarely meets the fear. As I shed it and I'm more myself in reality, reality doesn't meet it. The fear doesn't meet, doesn't get expressed. Something else happens. Often, not all the time. So what I think we can do, if you would like, we can combine both of them. There is your body. All feelings are body and language. Ouch, 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 pain. Ouch, 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 sad. Experience in the body, sensation, and some cognitive naming of it. We can try and connect into this feeling you are trying not to feel. See how it feels to feel it. Here, I will be with you. See what's up. And then at the same time, we need to rewire the illusion you live in. There is a part of you that believes you are worthless. A part. You have done a lot of work to show not. You have taken challenging things and you have done great things. You have subconsciously medicated yourself. You knew exactly, I feel worthless. Through my courage, I will step in and do those things. But there is still that part. And we need to dissolve it. Not need, but we should dissolve it because you are living life with gas and brake at the same time. Everywhere you go, there is the fear that's pulling you a little bit back. And a lot of energy is wasted on trying to resist it or actually manifest it. Okay? What is the price? Let's start already. What is the price of believing you are worthless in your life?
It's what I know.
Okay.
It feels safe, I think, as you said.
Mm-hmm.
I know that our brain always resists anything that is new because it sees it as a threat. So when I feel worthless, there are no threats because it's what I know.
That's what we think. But what is the price you are paying for this safety?
I think first of all, as we said, I'm not genuinely myself.
And how does it feel not being genuinely yourself?
Terrible.
Terrible. So part of the price is feeling terrible. What else?
When I'm not being genuinely myself, I also create connections that aren't fully genuine.
Okay. And how does that make you feel?
Like it's fake.
Okay. Fake again. So we at the one time feeling terrible so often, or not so often, but often enough. And even the connection we have with people feel not authentic, feel fake, which is something you have developed a keen sense of smell for, right? What else? Give me one more thing. What is the price of the fact that there is a part of you that feels worthless?
I have to hide.
You have to hide. Yeah.
Whenever that part of me that I'm hiding, when I'm not being fully myself, it comes up. I literally need to run to not be with people because they can't see it. Still to this day, it happens.
Yeah, that's a pretty big price, I think.
It's
No?
a huge price. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah. Good. So let's see if we can change something there. Let's start by meeting the emotion. There's many ways to do it. The previous guest that was here, I presented two tools that I personally love. One is the classic somatic work. We sit, we remember a time we felt worthless, we identify the feelings, for you pressure in the chest here. We sort of imagine it coming into the body, we bring it in, and we start sitting with what comes up. Another tool I love for more, I call them cognitive people, for more brainiacs, is using language to awaken it. And I think you have a strong masculine energy. You don't have a strong masculine, but you have a side that you developed and used, and you are in the tech world, so you use your head a lot. I would like to see, if you feel comfortable, if that tool would help us access those emotions better. So I say it quite often, who needs to show everyone that they're strong? Someone that feels inside they're weak. It's a mess. When we present something to reality, it meets something. If I have a challenge saying I am weak, it's because a part in me feels I am truly weak, and me saying it will bring it into the world, and the world will see my vulnerability, which when I was a child caused me a lot of pain. At the same time, there are esoteric and Eastern philosophies that talk about energy, that express that basically all words are tones. Language is made of tone. Tone is a frequency. Frequency, we are made of frequency. Just slow vibrating is matter. Fast vibrating is energy, etc. And these ideas that I'm worthless, etc., in some even shamanic cultures, they call them pieces where, or moments where your soul got stuck in, they stay in your energetic field. And by me verbalizing the emotion and the feeling that's stuck, it creates a resonance within them, which helps release. I personally, what I love in my life is practicality. So I don't care as much about the why it works. I care that it works. What does that mean? We will sit, connect to the body, and we will say 3 times that I am worthless. And we're going to say it, which is very counter all feel-good spiritual world. No, don't tell it to yourself. Say how good you are. The problem with saying how good I am is that the consciousness is super smart. And if I feel like I'm not good enough and I say I'm good enough, inside the voice in me will say, but you know it's not true. And if someone outside tells me, hey, you're amazing, no, it's just because you don't really see me. And if someone tells me you suck, then yes, finally someone that knows that. So you can't escape it. So you might feel a challenge when saying it, but that's okay. So sit, as they say, sit comfortably. Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Sit comfortably in the sofa, lean back on the sofa, get comfortable. When you're ready, close your eyes. You're safe here with me, I promise. Nothing's gonna happen. Let's try and feel a little bit the body. Breathe, feel the temperature here. Really connect. And in a moment, not now, but in a moment, we will say 3 times in a downward voice as a statement, vibrating in our chest. I am worthless. We will say it 3 times and then stay. And as we stay, we will look into the body and in the body and see what comes up there. No need to breathe to it, no need to resist it. We will just experience what will come up. So when you're ready, 3 times, I am worthless. You're already swallowing the emotions. Good.
I am worthless.
What's happening in the body?
Panic.
Okay, good. Stay there. Panic. So anxiety and panic are ways for our body to mask a feeling. The body says, I am not ready to feel worthless. I'd rather feel like I'm going to die than feel that. Describe the panic to me.
It's like my heart is fluttering in my chest.
Okay. Yeah. No need to smile. It's okay. We don't need to put the mask that everything is okay. Yeah, we can just be ourselves in this unpleasant experience. So the heart is fluttering. What else is happening in the body?
There's a lot of pressure.
Where is the pressure?
In the same area on the chest.
Chest. Does the pressure have a shape?
Yeah, it's round.
Round. Does it have a color?
Almost like gray. It's like a boulder.
A boulder.
Feels like pressure.
Pressure. Heavy.
Yeah.
Can you see through it? Or is it?
No.
No. Does it have a sound? Is it making a sound?
No.
Okay. Is it moving?
No, I don't think.
Okay. How long has that boulder been there?
Forever.
Forever. Good. How unpleasant is this panic and this boulder and the fluttering and the pressure? How unpleasant is it out of 10?
At first, when I just said the words, it was like an 8 or 9. Now that I'm breathing into it, it's like 7 or 6 even.
Okay. Can we bring it back to 8 or 9? Can we actually give this sensation room and not breathe into it? Not try and get it out, but just allow it to be? Let's try. I think you can. Good. So bring it to 8. Let this feeling take all the space it wants. If it wants to expand to your hands, let it expand. If it wants to put more pressure, let that pressure be. Don't breathe into it. Don't resist. If anything, soften. Feminine, soften. Allow the feeling to take all the room it wants and needs. What are you feeling now?
I'm feeling it in my hands and in my throat.
Good. How unpleasant is it?
Terrible.
Terrible. Out of 10?
It's like a 9.5.
9.5. Amazing. Good. You're doing great. Just observe. Build intimacy in this physical sensation of the illusion you've been living in. The physical manifestation, the sensation of I am worthless for you. This feeling that you have been avoiding feeling for many, many years. This part of you that you have buried down in the basement, make it bigger. More than 9.5. Give it all the room it needs. Whatever needs to come, let it come. Good. What do we feel now?
It's bad. Yeah.
No need to laugh. It's a great defense mechanism, laughter. But there's nothing to protect yourself from. It is just a sensation. It doesn't have to be, it's bad. It can be, it's bad. It sucks. It's a terrible, terrible sensation. But you can experience it. and survive it. More than survive. You can still be you through this experience. You are strong. You are not that same child that couldn't handle this. You can, and you are. As we are here, you are handling it. You are bearing this terrible sensation. All I'm doing when I'm asking you to describe it is connecting you to the feeling. I'm getting you to stay focused on the body and not escape, to experience it, to be in this thing that you thought is unbearable. It was so unbearable to you that it dictated how you move through life. What actions will I take where there's less chance I will feel worthless? How unpleasant is it out of 10?
I think the same, or
Good.
maybe even 10.
Perfect. So while we're here, while you're feeling this, in a yes or no, is it an absolute truth that you are worthless?
No.
Say it maybe with more, is it an absolute truth that you are worthless?
No.
Good. Where does this idea, this illusion that you are worthless live? Where does it exist?
In my body?
In your body, yes. Where else?
In my mind?
In your mind. Only in your mind. If I look at your DNA and uncoiled those coils and looked, here's a gene for blonde hair, here's a gene for this. There's no gene for worthlessness. It is not part of who you are. It is an idea that lives in your mind. But when you believe you are worthless, how do you feel?
I can't handle it.
Can't handle it. Yeah. So when you believe you are worthless, what do you do? How do you act?
I hide. I push down.
You hide, you push down, you put a mask. And if now I would remove this false idea, this illusion that you are worthless, how would you feel?
Like me.
How do you feel?
I feel awesome.
Yeah, awesome, light. What else? What more?
I feel like I am a light in the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah, you are. Fun, light, free. I can already see your face lighting up with this. Good. If I took away this false idea, this illusion, this lie that you are worthless, how would you act?
I would bring all of that light and fun and warm energy to the world and do better in the world.
Amen. So now that we understand that it's just an illusion, just a feeling that we have been avoiding, what opens up regarding actions for you in the world? With family, at work, with yourself? What possibilities open up for you now?
To be more vulnerable.
Okay. What more?
To speak my truth.
Hmm. Amen to that. What else? And when your family annoys you?
To put more boundaries.
Okay, great. Good. Beautiful. Give me a proof that you are not worthless.
I'm not sure.
Let's think about it. It's been a long time proving to yourself that you are. So it can be a bit challenging. But let's start rewiring the brain. Let's find those proofs. Prove to me that you are not worthless. Give me one proof.
I can feel in the energy when I speak with people, when I'm around people, that it's good, and they tell me that I have a good impact on them.
Do you have friends?
Yes.
Do they love you?
Yes.
Is that a good example, maybe? The fact that you have people that love you and care about you?
But maybe they didn't see all that I really am, so
Maybe.
I'm not sure.
Maybe we can trust that they have seen enough. Maybe you don't need to see everything to know if something has worth to you. For me, for example, the fact that you are here in this world, born, means you are not worthless. Just because I walk in the field and I see a flower and I don't understand the role of that flower in this whole big ecosystem, doesn't mean it's worthless. And just because as a child You felt a certain way, doesn't mean it's true. You are here. You have been brought to this world. And we trust that the universe, God, world, Mama Nature, evolution had a reason for bringing you here. And if there's a reason, it's not worthless. Give me another last example. I know it's challenging.
I kind of wanted to say what you said, that
Say your words.
my soul chose to come down to this earth for this reincarnation for a reason. And that reason has worth.
100%. Hey, how do you feel in the body?
Very stressed. Very stressed.
Good. How much out of 10?
Like 9.
9. Good. So let's stay with it. Look into the stress. It is there so you will not feel this thing. And even as I'm talking and asking you questions, still resisting. It's scary. Sometimes it's the scariest thing we can do. Go against how we've moved through this world. Through a consciousness that was trying to make us feel safe. What needs to come out? And you're not letting it out.
I don't know.
What are you swallowing there?
I can feel my body really resisting, resisting hard.
Good. Feel it. Now you can feel the resistance. It is already new. Can we remember a moment in recent times that you felt worthless?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell me about it maybe? Is it vulnerable?
I'm just not sure if it goes within the category, but it's the first thing that came to mind.
Yeah.
I had just come back from a company trip and I had a tough conversation with my manager. And after that conversation, I felt worthless.
Okay. So let's go into that conversation as we are experiencing what we're experiencing. In that moment with your manager, he said something that made you feel worthless, right? Were you?
No.
No? Were you really worthless then?
No.
So what happened there? Describe the truth of that interaction to me.
He told me that I needed to show less emotion.
Okay.
And that made me feel worthless because I am very emotional. And it made me feel like I needed to hide.
Okay. Were you worthless in that moment?
No.
Is a person showing emotions, is a person being human something of lesser value?
No.
No. Maybe showing emotions at certain moments at work is not the best professional etiquette. Maybe. But that doesn't mean anything about the person. I can take responsibility and change my behaviors to fit desired results. So if certain things I do not create that result, I can change them. But just because I have done something wrong doesn't mean in my essence there's something wrong with me. Just because you felt you are worthless in that moment, because a part of me has just been attacked, who I am, an emotional person, doesn't mean it's true. What's more likely? Maybe your boss was a bad boss in that moment. Maybe
he wasn't.
Okay, maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was trying to be a good boss. Maybe he saw the worth in you and wanted to empower you. So if anything, that's even more worth, right? I think sometimes if I don't care about someone or something, not expressing is the easier thing. So if he thought that you are worthless, he would not try and help you change and grow. He would probably maybe fire you, report you. But maybe the fact that he came and told you something can show that you are of worth, right?
Yeah.
So maybe you are not worthless in that moment. Maybe it was just a feeling that we can give room to and look through curiosity and shine a light a little bit on that moment, on that truth. How do we feel in the body?
Still stressed.
Okay. What is this stress? Describe the feeling. Same feeling? The boulder?
Yeah.
How much is it out of 10?
It's less, I think. Maybe 6.
Okay. Let's stay a little bit more with it. As you can see, it's coming down. And when it gets to about 5, I want you to slowly return to the room, as they say. Come back to the chair, come back to the temperature in the air, and then open your eyes when you're ready. Yeah, welcome back.
Thank you.
Good. How do you feel?
Still out of 5.
Well,
Yeah.
good. But aware of it.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. This is a feeling that you have spent your whole life avoiding. And suddenly we bring it up. So it's challenging. But you haven't died. Even with the panic, the anxiety, the tremendously unpleasant feeling, 10 out of 10, you not only have not died, you were able to watch it, observe it, think through it, look at it in curiosity, define it. You gave it room. This is the strength that you have. How do you feel in general, not just in the body?
Overall, I feel good.
Okay. What are you taking from this moment?
I feel like you really gave me a new tool that I can use whenever I feel overwhelmed.
Yeah. I would actually advise as a homework, like a prescription, like a doctor, I want you to, for the coming at least week or two, whenever you can, I prefer almost daily. I like to do it in bed, but wherever you can, connect to your body. No one's around. Tell yourself, I am worthless. Bring it up again. We're trying to build resilience to this feeling, to get the body to lose the charge. Now it was terrible. Tomorrow it will be a little bit less. After that, a little bit less. I want you to say it until you will be able to say it. I am worthless. And actually, it doesn't feel too much of a threat. And you'll be surprised it moves quicker than you think. And what happens, the only thing that changes reality is action. But what happens is the nervous system relaxes, the fear out of it relaxes, and my ability to act differently, even without conscious thought, starts to manifest. Suddenly, instead of saying no, like no, something changes. And from there, reality starts to change. Sometimes the action will be the same. I go to work, I'm in an office with people, masculine men, and I put the act of masculine. But before it was there to protect me from a feeling, so it was out of fear. And now I do it because I believe this is the right action to take here. So it's a choice and not out of fear. And the action can look the same, but what's behind it, the reason is completely different, which will eventually lead to different results. And more than that, will lead to me feeling more like myself and not just constantly avoiding something. I would also invite you to journal a little bit about the truth of situations where you felt worthless. Was I really worthless? Look into the truth of it, dissolve it. And in moments where you felt it and it left a big mark, there is a process called reporting. So let's say your mom made you feel worthless because she didn't see you. You can write a letter that she doesn't have to see. Mom, when I was 8, I came back home after a terrible situation at school where I felt betrayed and isolated and alone. And I came home and you didn't look at me. You didn't see how sad I am. And I felt like I'm worthless. I know I'm not worthless, but it's very important for me to say that that's how you made me feel in that moment. And you can burn it, whatever. Get it out just a little bit. And we get it out to rewire the brain. Because we have the heart, the body that's afraid to feel, and we have the brain as well, the story behind everything. And we want to rewire them both. And eventually they meet in the throat in how we express ourselves in the world. So, yeah.
Thanks. I'll use that.
Yeah. All right, Tamar. So we're coming to the end. Why don't you summarize what we've done today? What are you taking from this session? What did you experience? What things you are able to let go of, maybe? What things you are going to work with? What has dissolved? what new things have you learned about yourself?
It's interesting. I thought I came into the session pretty self-aware. I came prepared with a topic that I wanted to discuss that I thought I did a lot of work on already. And I have to say I was somewhat disarmed because I was really confronted with the entire depth of what I was trying to avoid. I think that's it. It tends to be something I see in a lot of people who are into self-development. They think they're doing a lot, and there's still a lot that's hiding beneath the surface. So I felt like I confronted a lot of that today, and I didn't expect to do that. So thank you for that. It was,
My pleasure.
yeah, very, very meaningful. And I think that you gave me an array of tools that I'm now going to implement, and I can see them having a major effect on my life. Thanks again for that.
Awesome. And I think just the fact that you have come here and vulnerably shared and vulnerably felt something terrible is enough to maybe hit someone that will watch this or hear this and lives through the same experience of feeling worthless. We all have, I have felt it, and it's still a part that I work with myself. The way I am able to see it in others is because I've went through it as well. It looks familiar to me. And just by that, you might shine your light on someone. And just that itself has unlimited worth, right? So thank you, Tamar.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
I
for
had a
being here.
great time.
Me
Very
too.
meaningful.
Awesome.